Gustave, the deadliest Nile crocodile in history. His mouth is filled with razor-sharp teeth, and the extremely hard texture of his body forms a real suit of armor. A terrifying predator, capable of crushing bones and tearing flesh apart within seconds, especially when he grabs his victim and drags it into the water, into his own battlefield and domain, where death is guaranteed for any trapped prey, no matter how strong it is. He is the gigantic and deadly crocodile Gustave, who carved his name in blood into the history of Africa, specifically in Burundi, because of the number of his victims, especially humans whom he stalked, ambushed, and devoured with brutal savagery. Rumors suggest that he may have killed between 200 and 300 people along the shores of the Ruzizi River and the northern edges of Lake Tanganyika, as well as all the areas he roams. While confirming the exact number of his victims remains extremely difficult, this crocodile has gained an almost legendary status, spreading intense fear among the local population. This monstrous beast was named by herpetologist Patrice Fay, who devoted his efforts to studying and tracking Gustave since the late 1990s, aiming to reveal the story of the most famous and most brutal crocodile ever recorded. The terrifying scenes documented about him inspired Hollywood filmmakers to create horror movies portraying his cruelty and bloodlust, especially the documentary Capturing the Killer Croc, which was first aired in 2004 and follows the ambitious attempt to capture and study Gustave. Opinions differ regarding Gustave's exact measurements due to his extreme elusiveness. However, in 2002, some photographers agreed that his length exceeded 6 meters, with a weight of more than 910 kilograms. His massive size led experts to estimate his age at around 100 years. Yet upon close observation, Gustave was seen with a full set of teeth when he opened his mouth, contrary to what would be expected from a 100-year-old crocodile, which should have lost most of its teeth. As shown in the documentary, this contradiction suggests that his age may not exceed 60 years and that he might still be growing. Today, crocodiles include 23 species, including crocodiles and gharials. They are predators whose sizes range from 1.5 meters to an astonishing 7 meters, with weights that can reach 1 ton. These creatures live in every corner of the world, in rivers, and even in the sea. They are as ancient as dinosaurs and possess an insatiable hunger for meat and blood. According to research, around 1,000 people worldwide fall victim to crocodile attacks each year, making them among the top 10 animals responsible for the most human deaths. Therefore, Gustave's terrifying reputation did not come out of nowhere. Many horrifying stories were told about him due to his brutal killing style and his incredible skill in hiding, stalking, and then launching lightning-fast attacks despite his massive size. Most of his victims reportedly died while approaching riverbanks to fetch water, where the lurking monster would ambush them, violently seize their bodies, and drag them into the water, tearing them apart in an extremely painful manner. Thanks to his powerful jaws, which can apply a crushing force of more than 2 tons, strong enough to pulverize even the hardest bones. One of Gustave's most distinctive features is the presence of 3 bullet scars on his body, especially on his clearly visible right shoulder. The origin of these scars remains a mystery, but it is believed that hunters shot him during a pursuit without being able to kill him. Scientists and herpetologists who studied him stated that his abnormal size and weight hinder his ability to hunt the agile prey typical of crocodiles, such as fish, antelopes, and zebras. As a result, he is forced to target larger animals, including hippos, large buffaloes, and sometimes humans. Although he is often described as a man-eater, local legends say that he frequently leaves the bodies of his victims without consuming them. The documentary also points out that because crocodiles can survive for months without food, Gustave is able to be selective about his prey. His fame rose internationally, especially because of the high number of human deaths attributed to him, which some claim reached around 600 people along the banks of the Ruzizi River and Lake Tanganyika. This supposedly disrupted local life for nearly 20 years. The most accepted theory is that Gustave's massive size destroyed his agility, making it impossible for him to hunt fish or antelopes. As a result, the killer crocodile targeted weak and relatively slow people, especially those who went swimming, fetching water, or washing clothes along the riverbanks. In addition, Gustave's metabolism was slow, allowing him to wait patiently for weeks until the perfect opportunity arose to launch his deadly attack. Gustave used his powerful tail to push himself forward and drag his victims into the depths of the river, drowning them before devouring them. Some accounts even claim that many of his victims were women and children, as well as village dogs that he gradually consumed over time. As the death toll and his reputation continued to rise, in 2010, Patrice Fay attempted to end Gustave's reign of terror by setting specially designed traps for giant crocodiles. Gustave actually fell into one of the traps, but his immense weight destroyed it completely, allowing him to escape. Other attempts to capture the giant reptile also failed. Gustave learned to recognize traps and avoid them, while smaller crocodiles were caught, allowing Gustave to continue ruling his territory in fear. In one attempt, the team placed a goat with an infrared camera inside a new trap. But during the night, a violent storm damaged the camera. The next day, the cage was found partially submerged with no trace of the goat. It is believed that rising water levels allowed the massive predator to slip in, seize the prey, and escape. Eventually, the team was forced to leave the country without success. Before leaving, the French hunter reported that within 3 months, Gustave had killed around 17 people, adding that when seen in the water, he was so large that he looked like a giant hippopotamus. The last officially reported sighting of Gustave was documented by National Geographic in 2008. Local stories continued afterward, claiming he could kill anything, even huge buffaloes. One was reportedly seen being dragged into the water in 2015, though no official records confirm this. The latest speculation came in 2019, when the Travel Africa magazine claimed that Gustave had been killed. However, once again, no official records supported this claim, and no details of how he was captured or killed were ever released. Gustave left behind terror and death among the people of Burundi, to the point that many believe he is possessed by evil spirits and that his skin can deflect bullets, making him invulnerable. The legend remains strong to this day. Even though Gustave disappeared, locals believe it is only a matter of time before he resurfaces, demanding another victim, still driven by an endless thirst for killing and blood.